Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land to the Texas Special YouTube channel. For this March 2026 product review in O scale, we're taking a look at this Lionel number 6-31922 Snap-on racing set. Now this was not a normal catalog set. This was a dealer special type thing, if you will. These were a special production run. So these are not something you're going to find in any Lionel catalog. These train sets are from the, I'm trying to think if I can remember it, what year these were produced. Oh well, I'll figure it out. So this set contains, as you can see from the depiction on the box, a conventional AC Alco RS3, a O-27 flat car with semi-trailer, an O-27 box car, the caboose, a 27 by 63 inch loop of O-27 tubular track, power pack, and a die-cast semi-tractor. So, and of course, since this is O-27 track that's in the set, it will run on O-27 curvature track. So let's get into the box. So to open the set box, all you do is just lift that cover off. So it's not super tricky, and there's no flaps or locking tabs or anything like that. It's just literally pull the thing up and there you have it. So using my pointer right here, you have your transformer as well as the semi-trailer underneath. That is the wall pack, and the correct transformer, that right there, is a little HO train set transformer. What that's doing in there, I honestly have no clue. You have your locomotive. There's an extra boxcar in this set. Interesting. I wonder what that could be. Right underneath the locomotive right here is the caboose. Up top you have the flat car. And to the left of that, obviously, is your track, which looks to be in excellent condition. Okay, y'all, I don't have anywhere to set up the actual train set track and transformer and whatnot for the full loop, but for the sake of being able to say that I showed you guys how this is all supposed to go together, here I have two pieces of O-gauge tubular track. Now these go together and come apart identical to O-27 track, which is included in this set. So you just line up the pins with the holes in the end of the next section of track and slide them in just like that. Now the next step in the process is you take this clip-on, this Lionel lock-on rather, and you slide this portion against the outside rail for your ground and push the little locking tab right here up on the inside of the center rail. The next step in the process you take the transformer itself, the controller. I'm trying to do this without completely undoing the thing, so I really don't want to do that. There it is. You take the wires. The wire with the white stripe is your positive, so that will go to this guy right here. Push down and slide the wire through and let it lock it into place. And then you do the same for the ground, which is this part that is pushing against the outside rail. Push this little tab down and slide it into the little loop. And now you're wired. The next step, you're going to take this little barrel jack plug from the wall pack, plug it in to the barrel jack plug, and then you will plug all of this in to the wall. And once you have all of your track assembled in the full loop or circle or however you want to assemble it, you're ready to run trains once you obviously have the train on the track. Okay, so moving on to the trains themselves in this set, we have this gorgeous Alco RS3 diesel locomotive. This engine, as you can see, is sporting a Snap-on Racing paint scheme based off of Southern Pacific's Black Widow scheme. Now this locomotive in this almost exact paint scheme is available in another set that's lettered for Southern Pacific. The engine features directional lighting, Lionel standard forward, neutral, reverse, neutral, forward sequenced electronic E unit or reversing unit, as well as a horn. There are no additional sound effects other than the horn. Full disclosure, I did misspeak. It is not directional lighting. The headlights on both ends come on no matter which way this thing's running. You have these cast on coupler cut levers. You have cast on MU hoses, which let me throw a little light on it so you can see better. There we go. The Lionel operating magnetic disc or thumbtack style knuckle couplers, and there is a manual uncoupling tab on the side of the couplers right here. You have these oversized toy train like handrails. You have these cast on full height ladder grab irons, a cast on door, the correct arrangement for the headlights on the long hood and short hood, a cast on grab iron here on the top of the long hood, another cast on grab iron here, and there is safety tread stamping on the sheet metal frame of the engine where the walkway is. Looking at the conductor side of the locomotive, or fireman side, depending on what era you model, you have, of course, the Snap-on Racing, and the logo is accurate and very nicely done. It wraps around the raised edges of the long hood body doors very nicely. No flaking, no cracking. You have all of the correct arrangement for the doors and grills. All of the grills on this thing are cast on and non-see-through. You have the correct Alco style trucks for a road switcher. The brake cylinder, 2 brake cylinders per side frame per truck. Of course, the leaf springs. Now this solid plastic piece would not be one solid block here on the prototype, but that is done for A, purposes of mounting the trucks to the frame, and B, concealing the can motor on the trucks. You got this big gap here between the handrails and the locomotive cab, which is kind of annoying, but basically the reason for that is these are the same hand railings that they use for their Jeep type locomotives, which have longer cabs than these Alcos do. You can see this 2001 prominently displayed on all the number boards, and that year that eluded me, well, it's 2001. This train set is from 2001. You have nice paint separation between the silver, black, and red on the body. This nice red striping on the frame. And of course the one chime Alco horn. Looking at the front of the engine, you see more of the same as you did on the rear, with the exception of the handbrake. You have the handbrake here, and the door is offset toward the conductor side. You do have the front door on the cab on the conductor side. It is cast on. It doesn't open. And you have window glazing in all the windows. The engineer side is identical to the conductor side on this engine. Now, that's not the case for the prototype, but on this specific toy locomotive, they are identical. You can see the cooling fan here, cast on, not see-through. The stack here, non-functional. This engine does not have smoke. You have some nice rivet detailing all along throughout this thing. You have some grills here, and you have lift rings, cast on lift rings, and that's really all you have going on with this engine. This is not a true to scale locomotive. This is an slightly undersized O-27 toy train locomotive. This is admittedly what 90% of people think of, what pops into mind when they think Lionel trains. They're thinking something along the lines of this right here, not the high dollar scale engines that I truthfully prefer. Next up, we have the flat car with the removable trailer. Lionel has done many of these over the years. These flat cars with trailer loads are a regular staple in their catalog, and you're not going to find a Lionel catalog without one of these loads, one of these types of cars. You have the car is cast in this red plastic. You have some bolt detailing along the side of the car where the frame meets the floor. You have, of course, the Snap-on Racing logo. Number 26015, built by Lionel, 2001. You have these plastic 100-ton roller bearing type trucks, which are actually kind of nicely done for what it is for an O-27 model. I'll see if I can zoom in. You have the magnetic operating knuckle couplers. They are the disc type, but right here there is a manual uncoupling tab. So if you do not have a Lionel magnetic uncoupling track section or similar product, you can manually uncouple these cars. And the trucks and couplers are pretty well going to be standard across all the rolling stock in this set. As I said, all of the lettering and decaling on this thing is nicely done. You have this pretty cool trailer, this Doug Herbert. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. I'm not a dragster fan. I am a NASCAR fan, so drag racing is not my thing. Snap-on and Doug Herbert and the Snap-on Top Fuel Dragster trailer. So pretty cool. If you remove the trailer, you'll see, of course, the standard piggyback style dolly and the wheel chocks, which are in the wrong spot for this size of a trailer. Looking at the floor of the car, you see some nice bolt detailing along the planks and some non-slip tread type perforations. You have the tops of the are they bolts or rivets holding the trucks to the car. If we flip this thing around, you'll see the brake detailing, the handbrake detailing, which I'll zoom in for that. So you have a separately applied metal handbrake wheel. In addition, you have the chain and rigging detailing here. Looking at the end of this car, you have cast on grab irons, no poling pockets, and you get a little better view of the coupler. The trailer has opening doors. Now, the trailer has opening doors. Now there's nothing inside the trailer, big shock there, but it does have opening doors. And the paint and lettering on the trailer is very nicely done all the way throughout. So we'll put that back on the flat car and take a look at the next car in the consist. So here is the box car that comes with the set. That other car, that I did some digging. That's a separate sale item, and I'm gonna do a separate review on that. And it's actually a pretty cool little car. You guys are gonna love it. But this is the actual box car that actually comes with this set. It is your standard Lionel O-27 gauge 10-inch box car. It's meant to represent a 40-foot box car. It's a little undersized, but you know, it is what it is. It's meant to be an O-27 model. You have this gorgeous, just striking red, white, and blue paint job with, of course, your racing decals and lettering all abound. You have the number 36238, built 2001 by Lionel. That's standard on both sides. As you saw, the doors do open. You have the plastic 100-ton roller bearing trucks and plastic operating magnetic disc type knuckle coupler, same as on the flat car, same as on the locomotive, at least with regard to the couplers. You have the cast on grab irons here, no stirrup steps on any of the car, on any corner of the car. That's just standard for these things. You have the full height ladder here on this end. Looking at the B end of the car, you see a full height ladder, which corresponds with the location of the full height ladder on the side of the car. The separately applied metal handbrake wheel, aside from the door, the only separately applied detail on this freight car. A cast on brakeman's perch, a little air valve, and of course the brake rigging itself. And there's supposed to be a way billboard here It's not broken off. That's not, this is how it's supposed to look coming from the factory, but prototypically there's supposed to be a way billboard here. You have a cast on grab iron here, your polling pockets on each corner of the frame of the car. Looking at the underside, you see the standard minimalistic detailing that you expect from an O-27 boxcar. You have the frame detailing, very minimalistic frame detailing. You have your emergency and service reservoir here, partially obscured by the truck. You have a brake cylinder and you have the brake valve, as well as some very minimalistic attempts at modeling the brake rigging itself. Looking at the top of the car, you have the cast-on brakeman's walkway. The roof is all one piece. This is all part of the same thing. You have a cast-on grab irons here, which correspond with the location of the cast-on full-height ladders in each corner of the car. And of course, nice rivet detailing all the way throughout, modeling where the individual body panels of the roof all come together and meet up. And I neglected to do it, so I'm going to do it now. Zoom in a little bit on the door so y'all can see a little bit better the detailing on the door. So here we are on the door, and you have all the correct little panels and latching that's supposed to be there, and you even have the latching on the car body itself. Something I did not realize till just now is you have some more logos: Team ASE Racing, Richard Childress Racing, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Now this is speaking more my language. This is, of course, I recognize the Team Penske name. They're a NASCAR team as well, but this is really getting into this side of the car is the side that really speaks to me. So we will move on to the final item in this set, of course, the caboose. So we have reached the end of the train. This is the caboose. This is your standard O-27 Lionel caboose. It does not feature interior lighting. It does have the window glazing that an interior lit caboose would have. This is based on the old post-war SP style cabooses. You have this striking silver body and black roof and ends. You have the 100-ton roller bearing trucks and magnetic operating disc type knuckle couplers, same as the rest of the cars on this train. You have the number 26563, built 2001 by Lionel. You have this really cool snap-on racing decal here. Cast-on curved grab irons that you expect to see on a caboose. The roof is one piece separate from the body. You have the bolt detailing around the body panels and the edge of the body of the caboose. Looking at the underside, you see some more bolt detailing. Let me zoom in. You see some more bolt detailing. You have the retention tank here, and you have the toolbox here. Now, cabooses had two B-ends. There was a handbrake on either end. So technically there is two B-ends on this caboose. You have, all of this is one cast-on plastic piece that locks in between the body and the roof on the end of the car. So this is the handbrake and chain, all a one-piece casting with the hand railing and the roof. Not roof, the ladder, rather. You do have, it's hard to see, and I'm not sure I'll be able to angle it any way the camera will be able to see it, but you do have some non-slip safety type tread on the walkway of the caboose on both ends. And of course you have lots of rivet detailing, around the door, the individual body panels of the caboose. The door is cast on, and as I said, there is window glazing on all the windows. You've also got this squared off cast on grab iron here on both sides of the caboose, which is of course accurate. Looking at the roof, you have some more nice rivet detailing. You have the cast on brakeman's walkway with the bolt detailing. You have these 4 cast on grab irons. Of course, the smoke jack for the stove in the caboose. You know, standard fare. If you've been in the hobby for a while, then you know roughly what to expect from these Lionel O-27 SP style cabooses. No surprises. Still a really cool little car though. So we'll put this guy in its place of honor on the train, and we will send the train around the track on Main 1 of the South Texas Railroad. Now, given that this set comes with and is intended to operate on O-27 curved track, the O-72 curves on the South Texas Railroad are going to be absolutely no problem, just a walk in the park for this guy. But it's not a Texas special product review without seeing the train run. So